My God. You know, just when we thought that the drama was over for the night, Big Soso said no. Give me a moment to express myself. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I totally supported what Big Soso did. Yeah, because come on. When it's lights out in Big Brother's house, that is an indication for everybody to go to bed. But no, these housemates enjoy giving us midnight content. And sometimes the midnight content tends to get a bit much and it becomes quite inconvenient for a lot of others that really want to have their beauty sleep. Because remember, these housemates do not have a clock in the house. They have no device, nothing whatsoever that tells them what the time is. So they're just going with the flow of activities in that house, right? And sometimes a lot of them stay awake till the cock crows, till Big Brother's crazy alarm goes off. Yes. And so for the likes of Big Soso, every time there is no more activities to be done, she rushes to bed just so that she can have at least a full 5 or 6 hours sleep before Big Brother's alarm goes off by 6:30 a.m. Yes. And so it's been working for her all of this while. But then last night, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case because some of the housemates from the other room, in the presence of Kola and Mide, I think it was also Ruboy. Was it Ruboy? No, yeah, just Kola and Mide. They had packed themselves to Big Soso's room where they were having conversations, you know, and they were laughing loud, they were gisting loud, and she had warned them the first time. But they did not pay attention because they felt like, well, she's going to sleep anyways. But then she was really upset because after warning them, I think she warned them a second time and they did not listen. She had gotten up, went to report to Jason, the head of house. Jason did not really do much, to be very honest, because he had gone to go and talk to them softly that somebody is sleeping, I guess should keep it low. But they did not listen. They did not. So Big Soso got upset, went to the kitchen, carried a pot and a spoon, went to her room, and she literally blasted all of them. And then she was hammering the pot and saying, if anybody disturbs her, none of them were going to sleep tonight, because she was going to be hammering that pot until everybody had a headache. Yeah. And she had a lot of things to say, but quite frankly, I totally liked what she did, because if she did not stand firm on her demand for peace and quiet, trust me, those housemates were going to continue making that noise and talking and talking and talking until they were satisfied enough to go to their various rooms. So big ups to Big Soso. I mean, 2 nights ago, she really pissed off a lot of viewers. But last night, I'm really sure that she impressed a lot of viewers, you know, for standing her ground and ensuring that nobody disturbed her sleep. Because what ends up happening in Big Brother's house is, for housemates who do not have enough sleep, the next day, they tend to be very cranky. Yeah. So we want to start week 5 on a beautiful note, on a more competitive note, with some maybe healthy and toxic drama, but not with cranky housemates. Anyways, let me know what you think about that. All right. Now, moving on. If you all recall from a couple of my videos ago, I had mentioned that Dede had introduced a new game to the housemates. That was on Saturday. She had explained the nature of the game, the structure, how everything was going to pan out, and it was supposed to last the entire week. Yup. I also mentioned that a lot of the housemates were actually excited about the game. They were looking towards it, whilst some others were not particularly excited because, of course, they are in ships and they do not want anything that will jeopardize the connection that they already have with their partners, their lovers in the house. But the game is going to begin, if not Monday evening, but it's going to be supposed to begin today evening, yes. And it's going to be very exciting because already there's tension. I mentioned on one of my videos I put out on Sunday, yeah, that was yesterday morning, that Mide was trying to convince her lover, Bright Morgan, to participate in the game, and he was heavily refusing. So it's for us to wait and see if he's going to participate or not, because she really wants to participate. According to what she told him, she wanted them to spice up their relationship. She did not want a boring ship where both of them are just sticking to each other every single day. Yeah, that it could be detrimental to their game and their stay in the house. So this particular game is already, you know, raising questions, and it's already causing a bit of tension. And Doris has her own interpretation about the game. Yes. So according to her, she strongly believes that she's lonely in the house. She wants people to cuddle with, like guys to cuddle with. So instead of her to accept to cuddle with Kola, who has been offering for the longest time, that she is now opening the, the application book for different guys to come. So it doesn't look like she's the one that is actually going out to fish for guys. That it's just a ploy for Dede to, meet a guy that she can have as a cuddle buddy for this entire week. That it's just Dede's plan. She's disguising it as a house game. And guys, I thought about it, and quite frankly, it kind of makes sense a bit, but at the same time, it does not make sense at all. Because if you think about it from the angle of it not making sense at all, why would Dede want to cuddle up with strangers in the house when there is someone like Kola or JCJ or Koyin who she's already gotten familiar with? Like, it doesn't really make sense. Now, with Jason J, we know that there is Sultana in the picture, and she doesn't want to get herself involved in whatever Jason has got going on with Sultana. For Koyin is simply her friend, and they do not have that attraction towards each other at all. And so, because of her own boundaries, she does not want to open up that room for him to come, even sleep in her bed. And even for the sake of the game, guys, I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to work out for her and Koyin, especially. Now, to Kola, we know that if you give Kola just the finger, he's going to literally take the whole body. We know. Kola has always tried as much as possible to be overly physical with Dede. Every time they are talking, he's trying to touch her. He's trying to, like, the guy is too clingy, and Dede does not really want that, so as not to create a wrong impression, as Kola has already been feeding the whole house and of course the viewers. So there's a lot of questions surrounding who Dede will welcome to our bed, or who Dede will accept his invitation to be a cuddle buddy for the week. Yes, and I think it's a very, very interesting one, because guys, even I myself, I am very much curious. I cannot wait to see how this one pans out. Yes, Doris, on the other hand, is already telling Denari that she does not like the idea of the game and she does not want him to be a part of it. And that I totally understand, because they are officially a couple in the house anyways. So ladies and gentlemen, I would love to hear your own speculations, or maybe your expectations about this particular game. All right, how would you love to pair the housemates? Which housemate would you love to pair with another one? Because remember, there are also single people in the house. All right, it's not only Dede with her situationships and Doris with her situationship. There are people in the house that are actually single and ready to mingle. So having knowledge of all of these housemates now and their personalities, how would you want to pair them in this Dede's game? Just let me know in the comment section below, all right? Now, on to other things that has happened in the house, especially last night after the live eviction show. Jason J is back. Yes, the guy is back with his competitive self in the arena. After a lot of pep talk from his bestie, Dede, Jason J emerged the head of house during the head of house challenge last night. So massive congratulations to Jason J. However, it came with a bit of a twist, yes. So when it was time for him to pick a housemate to serve as guest, to stay with him in the head of house lounge, everybody was actually expecting him to either go for either Sultana or Dede. As a matter of fact, housemates were placing bets right there in the arena to see who he was going to choose at the end of the day. But he actually shocked a lot of people, because he did not go for either of the girls. As a matter of fact, Dede had already told him from weeks ago that if it happens that he wins the head of house challenge, that he should not choose her, because she does not want, it's going to break the boundaries that they both have anyways in their friendship. For Sultana, Jason J had said it countless times, even repeated it again last night to Sultana, that the attraction between both of them, the sexual attraction between both of them is really high, and he does not want to have sex in the house. And he knows that there's no way he's going to be in such a confined space, within a confined space in Big Brother's house, that nothing will not happen between both of them. Yeah. And so he had gone ahead to choose Koyin, which is quite surprising. Because once again, it made me wonder, like, Is he trying to get close to the guy that is now very close to the girl that he actually fancied from the beginning of the season? Or did he just choose Koyin just because he's trying to prove that, okay, he can actually choose someone else aside the girls? What exactly is the motive? So ladies and gentlemen, that came with a lot of questions. And some of the housemates actually lost their bets. Yes, but just as expected, he had gone ahead to explain himself to Sultana much later, and she was finding it funny, but she kept on saying that, well, he should have gone ahead to choose her because even she herself had decided that she wasn't going to do anything in the house. I say, Yumo, you decided you don't want to do anything in the house. When people are sleeping at night, we actually see the way you go and be robbing the guy. You want the guy to do something. So what that makes you think that when people now have your privacy in the head of house lounge, that nothing is going to happen? Like, really? Besides Jason with his drama, there was also Kola, who right after the live eviction show had gone ahead to apologize to Isabella. Yes. Now, for those of you that have not really noticed the tension between these two people, guys, there's been tension between both of them since Thursday night last week after the pool party where both of them had actually kissed passionately, yes, and that had resulted in the friction that Kola had been experiencing between himself and Dede. Yes, so Kola had been filled with regret, and he had actually said a lot of demeaning words about Isabella, and she had actually heard of it, like, no, I'm not even attracted to the girl, nah, I didn't even enjoy the kiss, nah, I didn't even like the kiss, no, things like that, making it look like there was actually a lot wrong with her, whereas it was actually a consensual moment that they had shared during the pool party. You know, so Isabella had been quite upset with him, and just as he had been keeping his distance from her, she too had kept her distance from him. So right after the live eviction show, Kola was probably shocked that, oh my goodness, someone like Gigi Jasmine could actually get evicted, you know. So it was more like a rude awakening for most of the housemates. So there were people who were having conversations with people that they had a bit of friction with over the week, and Kola was one of such. So he had gone ahead to go apologize to Isabella, and from her body language, from her response, it did not look like she entirely forgave him, but she just, yeah, I've heard you. And she had moved away. And then she had gone into a conversation with K-Bobo where she was complaining about some targeted aggression towards her from Thelma. Guys, these two, even though Koyin has been evicted from the show, these two still are at loggerheads with each other, you know. And she was citing a lot of instances where she felt like Thelma had thrown shade at her, even Sultana, that she's just keeping her cool. She's waiting for the day any of them will refer to her son, that is the day she's going to go unhinged in the house, and it's going to get to the point where she and that person will be removed from the house completely. I say, yeah, okay, oh. This one is one hell of a brewing war, and I cannot wait to see what happens on that day. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all. That is all. I would love to hear your thoughts about all of these things I have raised on this video. Just share in the comment section below, and I will see you all on another video soon. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing, amazing day. Bye.